Evan Lazar here for CLNS Media, coming to you from Philadelphia at the NovaCare Center, where the Patriots and the Eagles just wrapped up day 2 of joint practices here this week in Philly. Now, the Patriots defense certainly had struggles on day 1. I thought day 2 was a little bit better, but the one thing that continuously stood out on both days was the Patriots' inability to cover tight ends Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz. Now, Goedert and Ertz are two of the best tight ends in the NFL, a very good duo that kind of holds a candle to the Jonnu Smith-Hunter Henry duo that the Patriots have built here in New England, and they're both good players, so I think we should give them credit some as well. But both Kyle Dugger and Adrian Phillips seem to struggle to track both those tight ends. Ertz got Dugger on a pretty nice route in the corner of the end zone where he was able to get free of Dugger and catch a touchdown in low red zone work. We also saw Adrian Phillips get beat a few times up the seam by Dallas Goedert. It's a problem that the Patriots have had all of training camp, I would say, is those secondary players, and what I mean by secondary players is the defensive backs that are not J.C. Jackson, not Jonathan Jones necessarily, but players like Adrian Phillips, Kyle Dugger, Joejuan Williams, Jalen Mills. Those types of players are up and down at training camp every single day. Sometimes they have highlight plays, good pass breakups, they're in the right spots. Other times they're getting beat in coverage, and I guess that's life for a defensive back in the NFL, but you'd like to see the Patriots find an answer at that tight end position, or locking down those tight ends, I should say. It kind of felt like Adrian Phillips was sort of separating himself from the pack in that role in the training camp practices in Foxborough. But out here today, both Goedert and Ertz, like I said, had their way often with the Patriots defensive backs in the secondary. Now, the guys that stood out for the Patriots once again out here on Tuesday after a strong performance in the preseason opener against Washington, we saw third-year cornerback Joejuan Williams getting reps with the starters at outside corner. And this is something that I think is a big development, not only for Joejuan Williams, but also for newcomer Jalen Mills. Mills, not a natural outside corner. Of course, he played here right in Philadelphia, and he struggled playing out on the boundary as a true outside CB. With Joejuan Williams kind of going up the depth chart a little bit here after that strong game on Thursday, you're able to move Mills to his more natural position inside the formation, whether it's over the slot, playing in the box, different roles that Jalen Mills can play as sort of a safety linebacker hybrid. That definitely fits his mold a little bit more than playing on the boundary. Joejuan Williams had some good moments here today, a pass breakup on a fade ball for Travis Fulgham that he was able to break up. He hasn't noticeably been burned by anybody. He did get beat on a little quick slant underneath him by Quez Watkins, who's a player that's really starring out here for Philadelphia through a couple of weeks of training camp, but it wasn't noticeable the last 2 days that Joejuan Williams was out there, meaning he wasn't getting absolutely burned by anybody on the Eagles wide receiving core. So that's a good news for the Patriots, as maybe it's starting to click a little bit for Williams, who's starting to earn those reps with the starters, and also allows some more flexibility for guys like Jalen Mills, Kyle Dugger, Adrian Phillips to not have to worry about who's going to play out on the boundary. So the Patriots have some work to do on the defensive side of the ball, figuring out how to cover those tight ends, and certainly Jalen Hurts had some moments out here the last couple of days that were extremely impressive for the second-year quarterback out here in Philly. But another good day for Joejuan Williams. I felt like he's starting to come on a little bit, and maybe the light is turning on for the third-year corner. That would be massive development for the Patriots defense. As we know, we've harped on it a lot on the channel. Stephon Gilmore, J.C. Jackson, those two spots solidified at outside corner. Who's behind him? Right now, Joejuan Williams hopefully separating himself a little bit there. You can check out the rest of our coverage from day 2 of Patriots joint practices with the Eagles out here in Philadelphia on our YouTube channel, Patriots Press Pass, and you can read my notebook on CLNSmedia.com from days 1 and days 2. I'm Evan Lazar from Philadelphia for CLNS Media. Thanks for watching.